Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, hi and hello, and welcome back to LSR Garage. In this video, we're going to show the replacement procedure of the fuel filter in a Dacia Sandero Stepway. Or not. It depends on how you're looking at it, probably. Anyhow, we're starting by creating a small ramp for the car. The Sandero is already high enough to crawl underneath, but we're going to raise it even more to have more room and because it's funny. So let's go under it and see the location of the fuel filter and the procedure, let's say, how to replace it. So as you can see, we are in the back of the car, underneath the car. Here we have the fuel tank, in and out meaning breather. These are the brake lines, so this is different and we need to go further. And let me explain now, because it's quite stupid and difficult. So this is the out. So this is the feed line towards the engine, and this is the return line which goes back into the fuel tank. Here we should have the fuel filter, but as you can see, there is nothing here. We have the place, we can see it here. Probably here it should have a bracket or something like this. And yeah, this car doesn't have a fuel filter, which is weird. It doesn't mean that we cannot actually install one, because we have the feed line with a connector here, this one. So if we just take it out, put the filter here, have another line with two connectors which can be bought, and one to the filter, one to this line feeding the engine. The question is, how do we fit it here? How do we fit it here and not to fall? This is plastic. It needs to be fitted correctly and very tight not to fall, because yeah, it's about gas. I took my time and searched for it because I couldn't believe that it doesn't exist. But yeah, I cannot believe it, but I got to. I'm looking right at it. So yeah, I'll show you exactly how the lines are going and where this is going and from where this is coming, and yeah, we will discuss later. But yeah, these are the, as I said, feed, return, and these are the brake lines for the back. Let me go up and show you the fuel tank. So as I said, I couldn't actually believe it, and I pulled the chair, and here is the contraption, or how is it called? This is the feed line going to the engine, and somewhere inside, which I don't think you can see it, somewhere here is the return line, and somewhere around here is the place where the excess fuel goes back into the tank. In theory, it could be that the fuel filter is here inside with the pump, but I don't really think so. Tap, tap. So as I said, I'm going to explain it. So the feed line is coming through here. This one is going up, it has a protection, and then it goes to the fuel rail, which is this one, just above the injectors, which are here, 3 of them. And yeah, let me try and show you on another car how to replace it, because it's, as I said, it's not that difficult, and it's more or less identical to any car. Okay, it's actually the following day, as yesterday I was losing light and it was quite chilly. Not that today is hot, it's like 5 degrees and yeah, still chilly. I will try to show it today a little bit better. I will need to change it. As I previously mentioned, Dacia Sandero doesn't have a fuel filter, if you can believe it. Or at least, I mean not at least, the model that we own doesn't have one. So yeah, I cannot show it over there because there is none. So I'm going to show it on another car. This is a VW, but I've changed the filter in other cars, and the procedure and the coupling and everything else, it's more or less the same. So yeah, this one it's a little bit special because it has 3 pipes. So it has an inlet, an outlet, and another one which is regulating the pressure. What I'm trying to say is that on this one it's coming from the pump. This one regulates the pressure inside of it. The excess flow is going back into the tank, and the rest is going to the engine, right, which is only one. And you have arrow indicating the direction, right? So this is towards the front of the car. Yeah, this is in the back, this is the fuel tank. So let me show you what you should be doing for you to be able to replace the fuel filter in more or less any car. So on this one, you see we have three lines, right? So this one is broken because this is broken. I don't know who done it, but I need to fix it. This is another thing that I need to do on this car. This is something that I've mentioned before. It's a second-hand car, so I keep finding a lot of issues, smaller, bigger, whatever, but I keep finding them. This is one of it. But I'm going to show it on this line because this one, it's not broken and it's working. I've done it yesterday, so I'm going to be able to do it today also. But yeah, let's try and see it today. Maybe we can see it better. I've raised the car a little bit, so yeah. So the idea with these connectors is simple. You just need to press, let's say, button connector, however you want to call it, or this one. It's blue and black, just for you to know exactly where to put it, not to mix them up because it's not going to work. And you just need to press it and then pull the pipe, and that's all. Of course, whenever and however you want to do this and you're going to do this, there will be a little bit of fuel leaking. It's not like you're going to open this and all the, how you say, the fuel will come out from the fuel tank and so on. No. It's just, I don't know, 100, 200 milliliters which are inside of this one. If you are going to turn it on a side, or what is it in this pipe, 50 milliliters or something like this. So it's not a lot, but it's going to smell, so probably you will need to use some thingies on your hands. I don't know exactly if it's easier or harder to do it like this, or you need to open this one first. Why I'm saying this, because normally if you open this bracket and the fuel filter is coming down, then you will have the idea that you can pull it and take it, let's say, a little bit further than it's needed for you to be able to unlock the pipes and so on and so forth, which is tricky because these pipes are not that long. They have a specific length that are coming from the top of the fuel tank here. So maybe you have, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 centimeters, maybe. That's the biggest length that you can use. What I'm doing usually is have a pan, a small one, which I'm going to put underneath the fuel filter, open the pipes, I let the fuel go out, and then I remove the bracket and yeah, insert the new one. So yeah, let me show you how you do this. So for this one, you actually can use a special kind of tool. It's like a crimping tool, right? But it's specially done for this type of connectors. But you also need to have room to use it. So I don't have it. I don't own one. I don't know if you can use it here in this place, but probably. But anyhow, it can be done with a lot of other tools. Yeah, so yesterday I've done it with this screwdriver, flathead. You just press this one like this, and then you pull it. Today, let's see if we have enough room. I don't really think so. To use nope. As I said, no. Let's try to use a smaller one. So you just press this one, and then press it, and then pull the pipe. As you can see, it's already out a little bit. Here you have a kind of a neck thingy. I'm going to pull it a little bit more. Here you see, this is the place where the connector is going to click and lock, right, when you're pushing it back. So right now, if I'm going to pull more, I'm going to lose some fuel, and I'm going to pour fuel on the camera, which I don't want to do it. But anyhow, this is the idea. So you just pull this, you pull this, you pull the other one, and you just collect the fuel. Okay, please don't just throw it in the nature. Then you just unscrew the screw, you take it out, you put the new one in, and that's all. When you put the new one in, you don't need to put any grease here. It's going to work. If it really doesn't, maybe you can put a little bit of, I don't know, W40 or something like this, but not grease, just to make it go a little bit easier. And then you just press it back. Okay, let me do it with two hands, and then like this. It was a small click, not a big one, but yeah, sometimes you can hear it better, sometimes not. Now it's like, again, it's 5 degrees outside, it's quite cold, everything it's cold because it's plastic, so be careful if you're doing it when it's cold. I highly recommend to do it when it's a little bit hotter, like at least 20. And yeah, everything it's going to work fine and fast, and you're not going to have issues doing this. It's I mean, the position is not nice, but it's not that difficult, you know, and you cannot mix them up. I mean, this one it's longer, this one it's here. You can do a picture before, and you will have it when you're going to put the new one back. So yeah, and this one, it's not this UFI, it's not the original one to the car. I bought another one, it's like a MAN or something. I want to change it, but I need to buy a new line, because this one it's broken, and you can actually find these 90 degrees connectors and you can buy them, but this is heated, or I don't know exactly how it is created, but as you can see, it's like this. So the only thing that I can think about is like cutting from here and add another one. I don't know if it's going to seal. So there are actually two options for me: buy a new line, which I haven't found yet, so even if I did, it's quite expensive. So buy a new one and replace it from the top to here, or take this out,
get a rubber fuel line, and yeah, use it as is. I don't know exactly how the rubber will do this 90 degrees bend, but I just can do it like this and come here, and yeah, something like this, but in the same time not to be lower than the fuel tank. Yeah, I need to think about it. So yeah, hope that this will help you. Thank you. Bye.